Let's get started on spooling up this Shimano Sienna reel. I've got it paired up with my Berkeley cherry wood. And this combo, to me, has caught so many, well, actually, technically, this is not the original combo, but this rod here has caught me so many fish. This reel is an upgrade. I actually used to have a old Shakespeare on there, but anyways, I think this combo is going to catch me a whole lot more fish as well. Push that guy in frame. Boom. Beautiful. All right, I'm trying to think if I want to use a small piece of tape on the reel right here. Well, first I got to take this one off. Almost got it. Well, golly, I am struggling here, trying to get this little piece of tape off so we can spool this up. There we go. Boom. Removed it. Let's see what it says. Shimano. What the heck does that say? S system free body. Please remove this label before filling the spool with line. Yep, you got it. Hello, Matthew Jones, 7222. Welcome in. Just got the tape off of the spool. Now we're about to figure out if we're going to put some mono backing or if we're going to use a small piece of tape to keep the braid down. That way when we spool it, the braid won't just endlessly spin around this reel right here. So I'm going to probably look around and see if I got little small piece of tape, or yeah, I might just do a little bit of mono backing. Open this up. See if I got some small light line in here. Might have like a spool of some finesse stuff. Yeah, here we go. A little 4-pound test. Use that as a backing for this reel. A little 4-pound mono backing, and then do the 10-pound break. Oh golly, just break everything in one go. Let's put the 10-pound braid as the main line. Hello, welcome in everybody. And then we're going to probably tie a leader to that. That way you can switch from, if you're throwing top waters, you can go with a mono leader, or you could go with a fluorocarbon leader. Obviously not this specific one, because this is like a 20 or 30-pound fluorocarbon test leader. So yeah, I would go with like a 2 to a 6-pound mono or fluorocarbon leader to the braid main line. But we're going to start out with some backing, just so that way the line does not slip whenever we're putting our braid on. You could also use a small piece of tape if you'd like. It's just a really small reel. I don't think I want to do that. Also, when you use tape, eventually that tape gets really old and then like builds up a gluey, almost sticky texture on the reel. So you got to kind of be careful of that. But yeah, Power Pro, heck yeah, man. Really good stuff. Power Pro is good. Really, all braid is good. It's pretty tough to break braided line. I don't really know if any experience where I've had a braided line that didn't work out the way I needed it to. But anyway, we're gonna probably get some mono backing on here, like I was saying. That'll also help fill the spool up because I'm not sure how much braided line I have on here. This is a used spool, so it has had some braid removed from it. I've used it once before. Same here, nice. So yeah, 4-pound mono backing. I don't really have a 2-pound or anything like that. And I'll just put this on the reel here and we'll get started. So first up, we're going to do what's called, I believe it's called like an arbor or an anchor knot or something like that, because it anchors the line to your reel. Also, we want to make sure that our bail is flipped open. That's like rule number 1 when you're doing this. So that way you can actually, close it down on it and not have everything kind of be underneath the spool. I don't know. If you've spooled a spinning reel, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then just watch and learn. It's been a while since I've done this. So typically what I like to do is pull off some of the line and see the way that it's coming off of the spool. If you flip it this way, is the line bending weird? Yes. You see how it's kinked up? Here, let me see if I can get this on camera for you guys. You see how it's kinking up like that? U suffix line, way better. Suffix is great, man. I've got some suffix as well. I don't really have a specific brand or something like that. I'm not like a one kind of done brand person. I just use what I can afford and get at the time. Anyways, point I'm trying to make here is, you see how that line is kinked up? What you're going to want to do is take that spool and flip him face down like that. Now let's look at that line and see how it's coming off. Let it relax here, then I'll pull it back up. So now you see it is no longer kinked up. It's actually going with the way that it was coiled up off the spool. It's your fave, Frankie1. Simon, I love watching you. Appreciate you. Sent 100. Yo, thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back to this. We're going to put, what you're going to want to do first is take your mono line, and on that first loop, I'll kind of make a smaller loop. It's just a simple overhand knot, but just to be really clear here, I'll show you guys. You're going to take that little tag end and put it through the loop you've created. All right. Cinch that down. That's pretty much going to be your anchor knot. Like, that's going to stop the main knot from moving around. And then you're going to take the reel. See if I can do this without this thing closing up on me. Go under here. Okay, perfect. Now, typically, if it's your main line, I would recommend, excuse me, I would recommend you putting your line through one of the eyelets and then spooling it up, but we're actually just putting on the backing, so it really doesn't matter. Take this line that you just tied your knot to, the overhand. We're going to go around the spool here. You need to make sure that it's around the spool and past that knot. Then we're going to take that and do a simple overhand around that line as well, pretty much. Golly, I can't get it to go through right now. Struggle fest. All right, you see how we have our 2 knots there? Then I'm going to pull that guy down kind of carefully, because this line is just a little bit dry almost. It feels like it's been sitting in this box for a hot minute, but oh, there's a slip. All right, you see how that's cinching down, and then boom, those 2 knots meet there. Sorry, I was kind of trying to prop this against there, but I guess it don't want to stay for me. All right, cool, got it. You see how that knot met that knot right there on that spool? Held it down. That's what you're looking for. And then I'm gonna come through with, here, hold on. Let me tighten that back down. The more that you pull and create tension on the main line of this knot, it'll continue to put tension on that knot. Let me find, I have these cutters here. Obviously, like there's some scissors like literally halfway in frame, but I'm gonna recommend you guys actually get nail cutters if I have some in here, or I'm gonna just literally go get one for my bathroom. I don't have one right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some nail clippers. Just give me one quick second. All right, I found these like slanted little black ones, but this should work out just fine. To show y'all what I'm trying to, which is if you use a nail cutter to cut this, it's gonna have a way smaller profile. So there's our tag end right there. I'm gonna go ahead and try and rotate it. Really, ideally, I should go this way. Yeah. There we go. Expose that knot. Make sure we're not cutting our main line to the spool. Take our clipper here. And I'm going to cut it as close as physically possible to that knot. Also, try and get it in the middle more of your spool. That way you have an even spool up when you begin. All right. See that knot right there? Perfect. Take our little clippers, little blippers. Again, move that main line out. Golly, man, I'm just struggling. This little tiny little bail. Get the main line out the way. Boom. And you see how that virtually has no profile on it. You literally can't see it. I mean, it's there, but pretty much no tag ends. That way when you close this down and spool some line in, you have no profile of that knot. And it's not going to bulk up your setup. That line untangled before I start reeling. Put some pressure up here at the top. I'll try and show y'all very slowly when I'm just simply reeling in the spinning reel. I'm going to do this just a few times to create a backed surface for the braid to catch onto and fill in those grooves. The 4-pound mono is going to obviously have a thicker diameter, just slightly than that 10-pound braid, which is actually a 2-pound diameter test. I don't know if you see that. See, 10-pound test, 2-pound diameter. That's one thing you always want to make note of, the line diameter. I'm creating a lot of pressure here at the top just because I want to have a very tight reel, tight spool of line. That's important so it doesn't come loose. Also, it'd probably be easier if I just put it over there. Just going to create a very thin layer. That's probably more than enough, to be honest with you. All right. And then check this out. Because we did a backing and we've already created our spot here. Yeah, I'm going to spool a little bit off there. Because we've already created our backing and we've got the line anchored to the spool itself, All I've got to do is a connection knot from the mono to the braid, and then I can just keep reeling. Now, what's really going to be the decision here is what knot I'm going to want to use. A lot of people use an FG knot for leaders, but I wouldn't recommend it for spooling in a bunch of line into your reel. The knot that I'm going to recommend is actually going to be a uni-to-uni knot, which is pretty easy. Most people know how to do that, but I'm still going to show you guys in real time. So let's go ahead, cut this line off there, and get this spool out of our way so we're not worried about it. We're done with him. The only time we bring this guy out is if we need it for a leader in the future. And then you might be wondering, well, then just spool up the whole reel with 4-pound mono. Why not do that? Because once you do that, you can't tie a fluorocarbon leader to that mono. I mean, you could, but the action isn't going to be as great as if you had the braid. The braid also gives you that 2-pound diameter, which is going to help you cast way further, but you have the strength to fight a 10-pound fish rather than a 2-pound fish, like standard 2-pound diameter. You do lose some of that invisibility factor, but if you're tying leaders, that doesn't really matter so much. And if you're worried about that, just tie a long leader. Always keep the sticker for your line. Boom, just like so. And that looks perfect. Put that right back in the box. And get this thing out of our way so we can focus up. Golly, it's chock full of stuff. Barely wants to close. And then we're going to go with our Power Pro that everybody knows and loves. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Appreciate y'all for being in here. And we're going to do our uni-to-uni knot. Very simple stuff here. I'm going to take this guy and just bang it up against every surface possible in my house. Pretty much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get it facing me this way. Pull some of that line out. That's a good sounding reel, if I ever did hear one. All right, now we need to go with our uni knot, or uni-to-uni knot, I should say. A bit more line to work with. I can always go back in. Whoa, we caught a big one. I'm just kidding. All right, take my clippers here. This is going to help that line just stop from going back into the original bend it wants to, since we just got it off of that spool. I'm going to take my Power Pro, find out where that line starts right here. Honestly, keep that band on there. I feel like it helps keep your line contained when you're spooling it. And now we're going to do our uni-to-uni knot. So take our, golly, it's like hair, so thin. That 4-pound and the 10-pound braid. 4-pound mono, 10-pound braid. And you don't have to use 4-pound mono for backing. That's just what I had. You could do 6, you could do 2. I wouldn't recommend going any heavier than that on a small reel like this, but I mean, you could if you really wanted to. You could go up to 10 probably. You would just suffer a lot in terms of line space. Take those two lines, if you can grab them together at the same time. We'll just do the braid first because it's a lot more supple and easier to grab. You have both lines in your finger like this. We've got some line here too to do another knot as well. Take this guy and make a loop while you're holding both of those lines together in line like so. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this as centered on camera as I can for y'all and focused, but I'm also trying to make sure I do a good job. And then we're going to take that line that we just made that loop like that, pinch it, boom, take the tag end here, and we're going to run it through this a gajillion times. Not really. We're going to go through it like 6 or 7, though. As many times as I can, to be honest with you. Because this is your uni-to-uni knot. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I take that back. Don't go through it too many times. Because this knot is really just a connection knot. It should never be seen. So really like 3-4 times. And you're probably good. Actually, the smaller the better here. Sorry, I had to think about it for a second. Boom. See that knot forming there slowly. Perfect. We've got a tiny little uni knot right there. It's Baslays. What up? Four-wheeler and fishing. What up, my man? Welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all for hopping in here. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Pull some more braid off here just so things are easier. We're going to do that exact same thing. So we got our uni knot on this side. Our 2 lines are now semi-fused together. We're about halfway. Then we're going to take that mono, do the same thing to the braid. Going to make our knot like this. If I can, golly. Make our knot. And then we're going to take this line and go through that loop. Probably again like 3-4 times. You don't want to overdo it now that I really think about it. Because this is again just a connection knot. Golly, did I just undo that knot? Hold on. Yeah, I'm not even getting that knot through. Okay, here we go. Ooh. There we go. I'll go for one more wrap just to be safe. It's just so light of line. I hope y'all are able to see this well. All right, we gave it a few wraps there, probably more than I needed, but cinch that down as well. Grab that tag end, main line, and mono, and just pull carefully. All right, you see that this end here, let me see if I can show y'all before I actually cinch them into each other. Okay, there's a small knot here. I'll give y'all the best view I can of it. Small knot there. And a small knot there. There we go. Yeah, that one and that one. Now we've basically fused our lines the moment they meet. So I'm going to take them and pull slowly. You see that line moving? Those 2 knots are going to hit each other and they're going to stop. They're going to create a wall up against each other. That's basically how you're going to get your connection knot. Like so. Boom. You see that? Now I'm not really trying to cinch this line into each other as if it were an FG knot. I'm actually just very carefully making sure that all the threads are even and it's kind of just pushing up against the other knot. Everything feels solid. All right, perfect. It's not going to come loose or anything. And again, this is just a connection knot. It's not going to be seen. Pun intended. It's not going to be seen. You get it? Okay, whatever. And then take our tag end braid. Want to cut that as small as possible. But the braid really doesn't matter so much as your mono tag end, because that's what's going to stick out the most. Let's take that. And cut it all the way. Gone. Done. Boom. All right, and then honestly, I'm going to try and trim that braid down a little bit more if I can, just for a better looking knot, and so that way there's no buildup in my reel. Perfect. Now, if I really wanted to be extra here, I could put a dab of super glue on this. And I've done stuff like that before, especially when I'm tying my FG knots. I will put a dot of super glue. It just makes it run through your guides better. But again, this is not going to be seen. I'm going to just keep it as is. Take my reel and rod, spin it back around. And see, I should have put it through up here, one of these guides like I was mentioning, but I'm an idiot and forgot. So don't do what I did, learn from my mistake there, and make sure you put it through a guide or an eyelet. But it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. I can just create pressure like this, and we will be a-okay. So I'm gonna wanna get this knot inside this reel here. You see him right there traveling. And to be honest, I try not to stack them on the same side as each other if I can prevent it. Perfect, like that. I got it going in on the other side of that reel, so it'll even out. So you have your backing knot, you have your connection knot, that uni to uni. Now I'm about to get my pointer finger and my thumb green as heck from this spool. I already know it's going to happen. See if I can kind of do this on cam for you guys. Also, go ahead and do yourself a favor, tighten down all drag. That way you don't have any loose line. You can apply a good amount of pressure up here at the top and just start reeling. Since it's braid, it does not matter what happens to that thing. Ideally, someone would be holding it or something, but I don't have anyone to hold it. So if it falls, it falls. If it doesn't flip right, it doesn't flip right. Doesn't matter. It's braid. It has no memory. But the one issue you will find with these dang Power Pros is that the edge there catches every time I try and spool it. Would be better if I had it sitting up. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a clue. Maybe if it's like closer to the reel. I wish I had it sitting like this, to be honest with you. I need to like jam it up into something like a wall. This is always the biggest issue when I'm spooling. I know a lot of people like to hold it between their toes and stuff. That one's a wild one. All right, whatever. It's breakdancing. Debo said put it on the floor. All right, buddy. Let's do it. Actually, not a bad, hold up. Dude, good advice. It's just rolling around everywhere. Like when you drop a toilet paper or something. Dude, look at this thing. It's like a yo-yo. Hold up, come here. Dude, this thing is nuts. It's actually working. Good call, brother. Julie, what up, what up? Welcome in. Dude, it's going out of my room. I don't know where it is. It's outside of my door somewhere. Bro, this thing has a life of its own. All right. Getting close on capacity there. Are we? I don't know. No, we still got some space there. That feels pretty good. I feel like I got a lot of line on there. Definitely just painted my fingertips as promised. You know what, though? I got to give it to Power Pro. It's not nearly as bad as, like, some other brands where you're actually having, like, colors on your... Look, it's already pretty much gone. Good job, Power Pro. All right, what do you guys think? That looks pretty full to me. I don't like overspooling my spinning reels because then you just have line falling off in birds' nests, so I don't know. It's pretty good on the base there. The top looks like it could hold more, but I think that's just the design of it because that bottom there is pretty much full. I don't want it falling off the edge. What do you think, Debo? I'm going to leave it right here. Get y'all's opinion. More line or less line? To me, looks good. Maybe a little bit more, but I don't know. I feel like I'd be pushing it. Nothing much, really. I've just been spooling this reel. How was my day? Pretty good, honestly. How about yourself? How about yourself? How was your day? It was a good day, and it's too cold to go fishing. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it's been. Okay, I think that's good. I don't want to overspool it. It looks good to me, man. I really don't want some line coming off at all, but I don't think it will. I think that's good. I'm going to cut it there. A little bit less there. Then I'll actually leave some extra braid. So when I tie my FG, I mean, really, I could just trim it to like right there. So when I tie my FG knot, it's not actually a major loss of, did that not cut? Because there's a fray in the line right here. Oh. Oh, that just happened. What in the name of all that is holy? Get up on out of there, dude. I better cut that line for sure now. I got caught up in there. Okay. 10-pound braid just being uncuttable right now with these nail clippers, even though I just did it 2 seconds ago. There we go. All right. Cut him. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to live stream today. What? No, you got to apologize. I didn't know I was going to live stream today. Just kind of random. I hopped on. Feel like live streaming, so I did. But I'll probably be on consistently a lot more for anybody wondering. I could probably fit one more little round in there and then put it in. There we go. Trying to get this line and that line keeper on the reel, but it's so small. There we go. Perfect. And we've got a spooled up rod and reel. Feels a lot better now that it's like ready to do some fishing. All I got to do is put a leader on there for whatever I want. But if I use a mono leader or if I use a fluorocarbon leader, that's going to give me still a lot more sensitivity with the braid, a lot more castability because it's 2-pound diameter, but still that same fish fighting power of 10-pound line. I mean, what else is there to say? The braid, I mean, I technically don't even have to go mono if I'm fishing a topwater. I can just fish the braid directly to it, but in my opinion, with these lighter baits, mono tends to be the move. I don't know. I guess we're going to test this out, and I'll give you all my honest opinion of what I think of using braid on a finesse combo like this. But this will be used for trout, crappie, panfish, and hopefully some, I don't know, maybe some bass on it. I've caught some bass on it, so I don't see why not. What bait casting setup should I get? I'm pretty good at fishing and like throwing bigger baits. What bait caster and rod do you recommend? Man, that's a good question. Just depends on what you're throwing. When you say bigger baits, if you're talking about like swim baits and A-rigs, then I would go with something that's like a 7.6 heavy, maybe even bigger above that. And, you know, something that you can really fight those fish with. High pound test, maybe like a 20 to 25 pound fluorocarbon or a really high braid if you like going straight braid, or you can go with a braid to a leader. Just all depends. Have a fishing pole that's white. Nice, Julie. Cool. That's all the line in there, pretty much. Let me go see where the spool's at. Dude, I don't know where that spool of line went, to be honest. Did it go under my couch? Did it go behind the door? What the heck? It went under the bed. Golly, I hope I didn't, or I guess, I don't know, hopefully I didn't spool up a bunch of dust. Man, I should have just thrown all the line in there. I knew I should have just kept going. There's barely any line left on that. I should have just spooled it all in there. I just couldn't see it because it was under the couch. So I guess good and bad advice on throwing it on the floor, because then you can't monitor the line coming off the reel, or the spool, excuse me. Lesson learned. Just keep it up on the table. There's no race. There's no rush to do anything. No point in throwing it on the floor. And it got all dusty and dirty. Thought was good advice. Are you cold? No, not really. Inside I'm pretty warm. Outside it's cold, but it's been colder, so it's not as bad now. How about y'all? How y'all doing? All right, we spooled this up. I do have some reels that need some light cleaning, so I could bust out a few of those and get to work, which is probably what I will do. I don't know what I would use this for. There's barely any line left on here. Really, I should have just, I should have probably just kept spooling it in. It will be cold this weekend. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's probably like 10 yards on there, if that. I did not realize it. I would have just put all of it on there and called it a day. I hate having leftover line like that. I'm sure I can find a use for it. Add it to my spare line pile up on this wall over here. Where's my spare line pile? Whatever. That'll work. What color fishing pole do I have? I've got a whole bunch of different colors. My favorite one is my purple colored one. This one's my favorite right here. This is my favorite combo. This is like purple cork with the Daiwa Tachula SV, also purple accents. This is another one of my favorites right here. It's also purple reel. It's a Akuma halogen, and then this is the Akuma Pixar rod. Doesn't technically go with it, but this combo has caught me some insane fish. It's crazy. Anyways, probably need to clean this guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I definitely need to clean that guy. And this, ooh, take out a light bulb. Alright. Do I like to go to Bass Pro Shops? Yep. Yep. Bass Pro is a cool spot. I'm technically a Bass Pro affiliate, if you don't already know that. So if you guys like shopping at Bass Pro, feel free to check out the links in my YouTube bio. I've got Amazon links, Instagram link, and I've got Bass Pro link where you can shop anything from Amazon or anything from Bass Pro, and it helps support the channel at no additional cost to you guys. Do you like to look at the Bass Pro Shop? Oh, heck yeah. Alrighty. Get some gloves on. Safety is #1 priority. Half cereal. Oh no, the rubber glove. Welcome to France. Oh shoot. You ever seen Rush Hour? That's a funny movie. Or he's like, welcome to Paris. I don't know what he says, bro. It's hilarious. Sorry that I'm talking to you a lot. My sign. No, you're good. Nah, I just like to have the rubber gloves when I'm cleaning stuff. I didn't have them on last time. My hands got covered in oil and grease and all sorts of other stuff. So, lesson learned. Bust out the trusty rubber gloves. Let's get to cleaning. Yes, sir. Funny movie. You're funny, man. You were funny. I like you. All right. We're gonna need that guy. We're gonna need that guy. And we're probably gonna need that guy. Do you like to look at the fishing stuff? Yep, that's all I do pretty much. I just sit there and look at all the fishing gear for the most part. I probably should tape this down right here. This is gonna be a mess to deal with if I don't. Get a piece of tape. Take a little clear piece of tape. You don't need the strongest stuff. You just need a little something. There's the end of it right there. Do I like to go to the beach? Yes, I have some beach vlogs of me going every year. Every summer I like to go to the Gulf and do some fishing. That drag feels fine. I could maybe grease it, but I'm not super worried about it. I don't remember what this notch is, so I'll count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25 clicks. All right, so 25 clicks in the other direction should take me right back where I was. I want to leave it exactly where it is because it's one of my favorite reels for my crankbaits and stuff. I don't want to mess with it. So now, here it is right here. I was looking for that. Oh. Huh. Have I not had my brakes engaged this entire time? This is already off, on the off. So I guess this entire time, my brakes have not been engaged on this. What beach? Galveston is what the main one is, or Crystal Beach technically. You're telling me that I could have been opening my reel on accident this whole time and it just never happened to me? And I was thumbing this thing like a pro? There's no way. I have to have my switches mixed up, right? That's on. And that takes, okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Let me redo this. If this is on off, does that still twist out and down? No. But if it's on, then it opens. Okay. I don't know if that was the smartest thing there, but maybe I'm just thinking different. I don't know. If it says off, I feel like off should mean your brakes are off, or even that it could mean you want to take this off. I don't know. Maybe they just gave me a backwards reel. Well, they didn't give it to me. I bought it, so I guess it would be on me. So we're going to come through that brush, knock off a lot of that major gunk, because look at this. If you guys can see in there. Hold on. I'm going to just get my... Is there a flashlight option on here? Can I just like... Yes, I can. Who's having an external crisis? Am I even real? Bro, because if it says on, right, to me, if this says on, I feel like that should mean your brakes are on, they're engaged. Or that means that you want to keep the side plate on. If it says off, I don't know, man. I don't even know. Whatever. I'm not even going to get too upset about it. Look at this right here. Boom. Oh, shoot. Almost dropped it. Maybe I should keep the flash on for you guys so y'all can see me clean this thing in better detail. Because look at all that. Oh, that's not good. You see some rusting in there? Dude, that's really not good. I've let this reel get bad. It's because it's my main cranking combo. All right, I'll take the flash back off because you guys saw it, how filthy it was. Although that flash might have been helping me, if anything. Dude, it is gunked up. Oh, man, I have made a mistake. Let this reel sit for too long. I hope it's okay. Word to the wise, always take care of your stuff. It's just so dry. I might need some cleaner up in there or something. That is pretty bad. All right, let's just go ahead and give it a wipe down first. It's already looking better just wiping it. Too stupid to know any of that stuff. Nah, man. Don't say that. Everything just takes time. With patience, anybody can learn anything. Just gotta care enough. Dude, I cannot get up in there. This thing is so bad. Oh, great. Drop my little cloth. When completely stripped down, normally would you soak the reel in oil for a bit? No, to be honest, I don't. If I completely strip it down, I'll go through with the crescent wrench here, and I've got a screwdriver that's off frame that you can't see. And pretty much what you do first is you use that screwdriver and the crescent wrench to take these two off right here so you can get your knobs off, or your handles. And then from there, your star drag has a spring in it, everything like that. You have to release the pressure slowly. As you can see, I'm trying to imitate. I don't know how to explain, but pretty much it's going to be the pressure of the spring. So you're going to want to like release it slowly like that and take the side off. And then you can get into this screw, and there's probably another one somewhere. There's 1, 2, and I'm sure it's either then on the inside. Yeah, you got your inside screws to disassemble this off. You're going to take off the side plate, and then from there you're going to have your pinion gears, your bearings, everything like that. So then from there I would actually just individually spot clean with a Q-tip, and then I would do oil and grease inside. You can take all the parts out, and a lot of them could be soaked in theory if you wanted, but I just don't really like to go too far when I'm doing stuff. For the most part, I just do a quick field strip like this, removing the spool and just the side, your brake plate, and you can pretty much get into this entire thing that you like, where you're really going to have a lot of buildup, and a lot of stuff needs to be cleaned. Now, when you're taking the side plate off, you have to consider you're working with a lot of components that, if you don't remember how you put it back together, if you put it in at an angle, etc., you could end up messing up your reel. So that's why I just try and stay away from it as much as possible, unless I absolutely have to take the side plate off. Like if it feels like it's super dry, if it feels like there's some grittiness to it when I'm reeling it in, or let's say I've actually dropped this thing in the water, or it got sand buildup in it because I left it on the beach. There's a lot of things that could happen. You could hear this one, nothing. It's not making a sound. It spins effortlessly, so there's no need for me to take the side plate off. I would just be causing risk for more damage, hypothetically. But no, I don't really soak any of the parts. What I'll do is go through with this brush and try and clean off as much of the chunky grass buildup, because a lot of times I'm fishing grass down south. Take like a soft brush, try and go through on your line. eye or line guide, whatever you want to call it. Get him in there. Try and clean things off kind of carefully and steadily. It kind of takes time, especially when it's built up this bad. This reel is pretty dirty. I didn't really realize how long I had left it for, sitting without any love. But you gotta give your rods and reels some TLC, always. Like, you spent money on them, you might as well. You really might as well. And they'll last that much longer if you do. Am I sleepy? No, not really. Gotcha, thanks. Spinning reels are much easier. Yeah, that's true. You just undo the drag off the top, take the whole spool off, and you pretty much have access to everything again. The side plate of a spinning reel, similar concept. You're going to have a few screws on the wherever side your side plate comes off. You have a few screws. It'll be like one on one side, one on the other side, and one probably at the bottom. You're going to undo those 3 screws, take the side plate off, make sure your handle's obviously disassembled first. And then you'll take the side plate off, take the handle off, take the side plate off. Then you'll have access to all your internal gears again, which I would just recommend greasing and oiling, but not pulling anything out. Especially on a spinning reel, I don't recommend taking anything out for the most part, but you can. How do you clean a fishing pole? It's a great question. It's pretty simple, actually. People would be surprised. All you got to do is run it through like some fresh water, and that's it. I used to use soap all up and down the rod, like some Dawn dish soap or something like that. But I started thinking about it. One, they use that to like strip oil off of ducks, and I don't think it's good for your rod. So I had a few eyelets where I had issues with them, and I kind of started to realize, like, hey, maybe the soap is breaking down the glue or the epoxy in the eyelet. And it seems like a very possible thing to me. So I've stopped doing it. I've tried to stay away from it just for that, like, even if I'm wrong, the sense of security mentally, knowing that I'm not doing something that could risk it, is better. I'm better off, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not sitting there worried about it. It's not even a factor because it's not happening. Just my 2 cents, though. I'm trying to use this guy in unison with this. Just put it on there and shove it into those nooks and crannies. I technically have Q-tips for cleaning, but this will be more effective. Let's see if I can turn it on a little bit. How long am I going to stay on stream? I don't know. Just kind of going with the flow. Okay, so you can see the underside, how shiny I pretty much got it just from rubbing it. But still is extremely dirty. Trying to clean it off as best as I can. I still have that rust in there I'm going to have to deal with once I run some oil in there. Honestly, this is a reel I might have to consider, you know, trying to get more access into just because of that rust, but that could just be very surface level, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. How long am I going to stream, though? I really don't know. I don't have a clue. That's a good question. Trying to see what's a scuff and what is just build up also before I continue. I don't want to waste any time. There's a lot of build up here on the thumb. So, and there as well on the insides. Oh, sorry. On the inside there's a lot of buildup underneath the thumb plate, thumb button, clicker, line release, whatever you want to call it. But apart from that, we're getting there. This inside has some buildup too. So we're going to have to figure out how I'm going to clean this the best way possible. And one thing I will do is use this bigger cleaning cloth because it has some residual cleaner left on it. And that's going to help really help me get a lot of this buildup off because it's just so stuck. It's been there for too long stuck. And there's also a little bit of residual oil on here, so it'll kind of help coat the reel as well. Give it a nice clean exterior. How long are you going to stay on live stream? I'll be back on. Oh, yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm chilling. Now I'm trying to clean the star drag. Let's see, like there's stuff coming off. Even inside of there. It's just old grass buildup, which isn't going to necessarily hinder the performance. Could. You never know. It's better to, again, have that mental security that it doesn't. You never know. Clean off those handles a bit. Golly, this thing is dirty, man. I just joined. What reel is that? This is the Akuma Halogen. You can't tell right now because the whole side plate's missing. Well, I guess it says Akuma right there. It's an Akuma Halogen, and it's getting cleaned up right now as best as I can. It's pretty bad, actually. I didn't realize how dirty I got it and then left it. I was cranking in some grass and in the mud, and I just totally put my reel down in that stuff too when I'm out there, especially like when you catch a good one. You're not thinking about your rod and your reel. You're throwing that thing down all happy, excited, lifting up the fish. So yeah, there's that. Definitely a difference there in the handle already. Perfect. Starting to look a little bit better here. Grab this guy. Start poking it through all those little nooks and crannies of the reel. Doesn't even fit in there anyways, so whatever, can't do nothing. That worked. Put this little guy in there. Boom. Back on the cloth. This is the best thing to do to prepare for the season, especially if y'all are dealing with the cold or the storms. And just sit inside, be warm, clean your stuff, vibe out. I would be playing some music right now. I just don't want to get copyrighted. All right, that's about as best as I'm going to get in there. Okay. Go back to this. Inside. There we go. Trying to run it behind that to get a lot of that gunk out. I'm not gonna lie, the flash is helping me see as well, so might keep it on just for that beneficial factor alone. I hope that it's not bothering y'all. Ooh. Starting to get slippery here. I just cleaned and oiled a few of my Cash King South board. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Might as well. Why not? Then you'll be ready for bedding season. You'll be ready for, well, anything, really. You'll just be ready. get that eyelet some. That's starting to look a little bit better. Golly, I don't know how I'm going to get to that. That's going to be tough. Wait, hold up. Did that work? That kind of worked. WD-40 will get some of that dirt out of that gunk out of some deep places. Yeah, honestly, you might be right, but I'm not a big fan of using WD-40, to be quite honest with you, on my fishing reels. I feel like it starts to gunk up itself over time, if I'm being completely honest. You ever seen like a bike chain? I guess a bike chain is kind of outside, though, riding low to the earth, but still. Bubba, hey man, didn't get the notification. Hey, no big deal. Welcome in. We actually had somebody hop in here and drop a donation to the live stream today. Big shout out to them for that. That was very nice. We don't get a lot of those around here, but when we do, we appreciate and cherish it so much. As you all know, donations help fund and create more videos and content for you guys. To be honest, I've thought about setting a live goal for potentially doing some tournaments. Like, if I could make enough off a live, I would use that money to buy into a tournament and then fish the tournament. And I don't know. I thought that'd be a good idea. If you guys would be interested in that or would be willing to donate, let me know. Because I would love to fish some more tournaments. Never going to get better just sitting on the couch. I mean, you can, but not enough. Got to get time out on that water. Yes, you would need to wipe that off as well. Yeah, I'm going to need to wipe down all this thing off again. But I'm just trying to get as much out as I can first. So far, though, we're looking a lot better than what it was. If you guys remember when I first turned the flash on and showed y'all, this thing looked bad. And it kind of looks not so clean right now because there's fibers and grease on it, but okay. Golly, I cannot get that corner clean for the life of me. It's like there's grass just stuck up in there. Sorry guys, trying to keep it in frame. It's on me if it's not. Okay, it's looking already a lot better. There we go. All right. Golly, this is tough. Trying to get all that grime out before I really keep going, but I think I've got it all for the most part. Whoop. Did not mean to hit the whole thing. Sorry, guys. All right, perfect. That's clean enough to me. Oh, really? Here, you know what? Try and wipe it down with this first. I swear, remember 3-in-1 oil works great for cleaning as well. Probably good. Yeah, that's probably good advice. Good thinking. Alright, now we take this guy, give it a double dry off. Don't want to leave any oil on there so it's not slipping around when I'm trying to reel and fish. Also, don't think that's really a natural scent, but then again, neither is a lot of this other stuff. It is looking much better. Oh, yeah, you can see that buildup right there. That's no bueno. That's on me, man. I need to clean this thing more. Maintain my stuff. Take better care of it. That's crazy, though. This reel is technically rated for saltwater, so nuts that there would be some rusting there. But not a big deal. We will get to the bottom of it. All right, so now let's take a closer little gander at this. Everything here looks fine, looks clean. The one thing I can see is that bit of rust in there. Does it scrape out if I scrape it? I mean, I don't know if that is rust. Let me get some oil out and put a dot. It could just be a buildup of grass now that I look at it better. Chinese gears. Yeah, I mean, kind of says it right as day right there, doesn't it? But I'm a fan of this company. They typically make really good stuff. Akuma is well known for having really good rods and reels. You know what? That might have just been a bit of grass and like maybe some very surface level rust. It's already starting to come out for me. Sorry guys, I'm just focused and dialed in trying to clean this thing. I don't mean to not be talking too much. All right. What I'm going to do, just for the purpose of this reel specifically, I don't always do this, but I don't like that little dot of whatever orange grassy rust that was. I'm going to put a dot of grease just in that corner. And then I'll oil the rest. We'll do a dot there. So I just did a dot of grease right there. Then the rest I'm going to do oil. I'm going to do a sliver right there. Thin sliver right there. Thin sliver right there. See if I can show you all on the plastic, honestly. On the top of the plastic here. A little bit there, a little bit there. A little bit everywhere. Okay. The more you run it through, better off you're going to be. All right. Now I'm going to take this guy, and there was actually quite a bit of rust on the stem of this reel or spool, so I'm going to put some on that. Just to be safe, put a dot there. Then on that bearing, spin him around a little bit. Kind of lift it up a little. Just really work it in there. Boom, perfect. Same on this side. Man, I can see that though. I don't like that. Hold on. Am I going to respool? I don't know if I'm going to respool the bait caster, to be honest. I think the line on it is still not that bad. Or I'll probably just fish the brakes off of it for one last session, and then I'll come back and respool it if that is the case. Although in theory you probably should. You know, I am running low on the line there, so maybe I need to, but I really don't remember. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't even wipe off this side plate at all. Oh well. We'll be fine. I can just wipe it off now. It's just a side plate. Good thinking though, you was. Liam Marar. Yo, Simon. Yo, what up? Bro, what's good, bro? You remember me? I don't remember your specific handle, man. I'm sorry. I get a lot of people in here. Liam Mara. It sounds familiar though. I have a reel. I need to respool. If I catch a big fish, I'm screwed. Yeah, basically how I'm feeling. Although I probably won't be doing any fishing tomorrow. I might. Just depends on the weather. All right. What did I do wrong? Huh. Oh, it's my drag being so loose. I was like, bro, what? Bro, I told you I took a blood test. Oh, I think you were in here yesterday. Bubba, Liam was your biggest fan, remember? Was he? What are you talking about? Jonas is my boy. That's probably the most talkative person in here. How's Bentley? He's good. He's right here. I hope your blood test went well. Oh, wait. He left me. He was right here. I don't know where he went. I could probably call him in here, but I don't want to disturb him. He's chilling. He's a good boy. Yeah, it's already feeling better. Oh, he told me the other day he would be my biggest fan. Yes. I remember. Sorry. I was so confused. I thought he meant like he was here a long time ago because he's like, you remember me. He said it like it'd been months or something. I forgot about like literally just the other day. I told my family to sub to you. That's very nice, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you. They don't have to, but it does help me out. Helps the channel. I'm just gonna work in all that oil. You want to get me to 1 million. Man, I wish. I want to get to 1 million. I work really hard. Feel like I'm a little bit slept on, but that's okay. My time will come. Just got to keep working hard. Be cool if I even had 100,000 so I could open up a plaque. That would be so cool. 100K YouTube plaque would be crazy. Shout out to whoever hopped in here and donated earlier. That was very nice of you. Simon, you sell things. Not really for the most part, to be honest. I'm not really trying to sell people stuff. Like, for the most part, I'm trying to educate and entertain. And also, just really put people onto good product. Like, if you watch my videos, if you see me doing stuff with this, it's because I actually use it. I'm not, like, sold to anybody. I'm not a sellout. I only back products that I truly believe in and companies that I truly believe in. because I want to make sure that I'm putting you guys onto a good product. I think that's the only fair thing to do. But I should probably have some merch or something for you guys. I'll try and work on something like that. I know I've got some ideas to do some fishing lure stuff. I do make fishing lures, and I've thought about maybe making some custom stuff, or like maybe limited runs, or maybe like you buy a merch hoodie, you get a pack of baits with it, like a custom pack of baits. I don't know. Thought it'd be a good idea. But I've got some stuff coming that I'm working on, and some more bait making stuff that I've been waiting to drop some content on, honestly. Shout out to Abu Garcia. Do I play any fishing games? Not specifically any that I can think of. I know that there's some out there. I know some people play them. I prefer to just go fishing in real life. That's just my honest opinion. But if you can't, then I'm sure it is like the next best thing, right? Average outdoorsman. What's up, dude? What's up? Welcome in. But do I play any games? Yeah, I do play some games. I play like PC games. Counter-Strike 2, League of Legends. I used to play World of Warcraft. I just can't really afford the subscription every month. What else? That's pretty much it. I don't play too many games. I really just get on there to play. I really get on there to talk to my friends and like play with them and reminisce, like my friends from high school and stuff like that. But I don't really like. I'm not as big a gamer as I used to be. I'd rather just be outdoors and enjoying life for what it is. But can I add you on what? It just depends on what you're talking about. Add me on what? I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I've always preferred to be outdoors doing stuff. Like, I'm always that person in the friend group trying to get everybody else in the friend group to go do something. And then typically everybody else is just on the inside, wanting to stay inside. So then I end up on the games. On the game you play on mobile. I don't play any games on mobile. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe like RuneScape mobile here and there. But I'm not like, I guess I don't really play any mobile games. Okay, hold up one sec. I gotta wash my hands. Actually, you know what? Before I go wash my hands, let me go ahead and clean this reel down too. Because that handle is filthy. We gotta clean that. No, you know what I wish I had? I wish I had like a gun cleaning mat or like a real cleaning mat or something like that, like a fishing cleaning mat. That's what I want to do. I want to make something like that. Probably shouldn't mention any more of my ideas. Don't want anyone to take them. I'm sure somebody has one out there. If you're a company that has a cleaning mat, holler at me. Alrighty. Got that nice and clean. Comparable to how it was when I first showed you guys. It was pretty bad, huh? There's a lot of built up pond muck. Pond scum, if you will. Well, bam. Way more clean. See if I can try and get up under this. No, not really. That's the best I can do. That kind of worked. All right, and then make sure we get that thing oiled down. Oiled down? You ever seen that meme? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Take that guy and just sit him down right there for a quick second. Take a reel. Bubba, you got me in the mood to clean my rods and reels now. I don't know if you remember, but I told you about my frog top water flip and pitch and rod and how nasty it was. Cleaning it, Q-tips, and I use where as green as can be. Yep, yeah, that's exactly how it always ends up, especially on a frogging and flip and pitch and rod. And that's good, man. It's good to be productive and get stuff taken care of or like prepared for your next outing. So that way when you go out, you feel that much more confident and ready to catch more fish. That's my logic, at least. How much better that looks from when I first brought it on here. Do I fish for muskie at all? No, man, I wish. We don't have muskie down here, but I would love to go up north and eventually fish for him one day. Ooh. What time is it? 5 o'clock. Oh, I'm getting there. Whew. Getting pretty tired. Alrighty. Need to dry my hands off. Do you like the Cigar line, and do you like 6 Cents Vega Hush Frog? Never fished a 6 Cents Vega Hush Frog. It's probably good, though, because 6 Cents does make some pretty good stuff. And the Cigar line is a great line option. To be honest with you, looking for a line sponsorship or a brand to work with. And Cigar is definitely one of them that I'd lean to. Cigar, Suffix, Berkeley, heck, anybody. Trying to get these dang gloves off because I'm doing the happy dance, about to wet myself. Come on, get off of my hands, you dang gloves. Just pacing back and forth. It's good enough for me. Alrighty. Well, I think we did a good job here. Bubba, well, man, I'll be here next time you stream. I gotta go. Yep, sounds good, brother. I'm gonna get up on out of here as well. I'm pretty done. I spooled up a whole thing, and I cleaned another reel. We've been on live for about 2 hours. A little bit tired. I'm pretty hungry, so I'm gonna hop off and take a little bit of a break. Might get back on later tonight if that's something that y'all want to see. Also, if y'all want to see me do some gaming streams, I can do that as well. When I'm playing PC games, I can stream that too. So feel free to let me know, guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna get this mess cleaned up and I'll be on out of here. So if y'all have anything y'all want to say or add before I go, now is your time. If you guys want to see me game stream, I can do that. Flannel cloth polishes, cleans, and coats surface with a protective finish. Huh. Interesting. Boom. Oh, wait, that doesn't go in there. What am I doing? That goes with this kit. If y'all want to see me live stream more often, feel free to let me know. If y'all want to see me do some gaming live streams tonight, feel free to let me know. If y'all want to leave some donations or super chats, that would be appreciated. Makes me want to get back on live that much more. And shout out to everybody that hung out with me in here while we cleaned up these reels. I really appreciate you. If you have any questions or anything, any last comments, more than welcome to say them. I'm pretty much done cleaning this thing up. We live in such a wasteful society. I'm not going to throw these away. I'm just going to let them dry and re-clean with them later on. So I got 2 more rods and reels I got to clean with. So if y'all want to see that, make sure you're staying tuned in by hitting that subscribe notification bell so that way you're aware of when I go live. Probably need to wash this cloth. Oh, almost just fell. Anyways, guys, we're going to get up on out of here. Thank you guys, as always, for clicking and watching to tune in. Thank you to everybody. We will catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy, guys.